Hey all my Nova Beauty babes out there, my name is Marquita. I am a makeup artist, hairstylist, and facialist. I have been doing makeup for quite a few years now. I actually started when I was 16. I am the glorious age of 30 now. I have been doing TV production makeup. I work at Australia TV. Prior to this quarantine, this is what I was doing. I was also giving facials to my clients and doing on-location wedding services, whether it be hair or makeup, or even coming on location to photo shoots. Today what I actually did on my first video for makeup, I do have another video that I did for skincare, which you guys can see here in the link below. I went over and did an unveiling and unboxing. I actually have it all out of the box for my Pat McGrath first time purchase, which I am absolutely obsessed with. Everything that you guys have heard about this palette, even though it is a very high price point of $125, it is totally worth every single cent. All of the makeup that you see on my face is actually used with her palette, including my highlighter. Another product that I purchased by her is her concealer that I have heard a lot of great reviews about. I did do a lot of my homework on this before I purchased this product. It is her Skin Fetish Sublime Perfecting Concealer. It is $32 or $30. Don't quote me on that. But this is what I'm wearing underneath the eye as well. So let me know what you guys think of this video, and let me know if you have any questions, or please give me all the feedback in your comments, and do go nicely on me because I had to play with the sliding so much today and reset it. I almost gave up, but I did this look and I hope you guys enjoy it. Okay guys, so now that you know a little bit about myself and this crazy time that we're in, I am going to get to the real reason why we're actually here. So I am, of course, this is like my first video, and I have been wanting to do this for a while, but of course, getting in front of the camera for me as a makeup artist is a little different. Behind the camera is more for where I feel comfortable, because I like to, you know, create the scene for everything and have everything on TV and live action. So I was inspired during this quarantine to finally buy myself something. So I ordered the Pat McGrath. Came in a box like this, up in beautiful tissue paper. I'm so excited. So this was the first Pat McGrath product that I have ever gotten, that I have definitely wanted for myself for a very long time now. Yeah, this is Luna, guys. She's trying to wreck my party, so it's okay though. This is Uni the baby. This is Uni. Yes, Uni. Look. So anyways, as I was saying, after we love on our cute babies, because why not? Comes in a box just like this. And oh my god, when I say the packaging is stunning, I did a lot of my homework on a couple of YouTubers that I've been following, which by the way is very hard for me to find YouTubers that I trust, and I will definitely add into the girls that I followed on Instagram. Definitely Pat McGrath's actual makeup artist that creates all of her works for their Instagram feed. That was definitely one of the people that I found, and she did absolutely incredible looks. So I was inspired to get the Mothership V Bronze 5 Bronze Seduction palette, 13.2 grams and 0.47 ounces is in here. So you untwine the little string and you open the box just like this. Okay, so once we get it out of the box, this is there. But y'all, this case is heavy, and when I understand fully now what they're saying with those luxury products, this feels like something like I would see like opening up a Gucci bag or something like that. It's definitely heavy. Like I feel like it's probably like a similar weight to my Yeti, just for comparison, because I feel like that is definitely one of the things that they always say about Pat McGrath is the packaging is absolutely stunning. And then of course the inside products. I mean, come on. Are you ready? Oh my gosh. Yes. Let's see, let me have it. Yeah, y'all look. I mean, you can't even see those colors because they're so blinding. So let me turn down my little bit of lighting for us. But, I mean, yeah. Is this worth it? If you are an eyeshadow junkie like me, this is one of the reasons why I fell in love with makeup. For me, was eyeshadows. That was like the focal point of my diehard love for makeup. I was definitely a tomboy, and eyeshadows were the one thing that kind of drew me to being somewhat of a girly girl. So I will, like, come on. You cannot get anything like this. So the textures are completely different. Yes, that is very true. They are one of a kind, especially these four right here. Different, that I have not done in a long time. And I feel like for me, being different is red. So hopefully I'm gonna end up doing an eye look, creating these four, and definitely kind of touch base on this deeper way. Inside the box, we have all the names of the eyeshadows. So hopefully as I go through this video, I will be able to say all the names correctly. If they are not correct, I do apologize, but I will do my best to make sure that I am saying them correctly. So the very first thing that I always start with any sort of makeup is I'm actually going to start with my toner. And this is with anybody, even if I'm doing makeup on a client or on TV set, before my anchors, I do their makeup, before my brides, anybody. I am a skincare junkie. I know you guys are just getting to know me, but skincare is super huge for me. And also, not just being a makeup artist, but I am a cosmetologist, so I do facials and makeup and hair and all of the sorts. So we're just gonna go in with today I'm using the Blue Astringent by Kiehl's. This one is their herbal lotion. I love this one, especially for right now, for these glorious breakouts that we all get. I love this Blue Astringent is because it does have a little bit of witch hazel in it, and that crisp menthol, that clean feeling, but it definitely helps rebalance the pH of the skin and removes any excess oil. So I always like to make a pass around my entire face. I go down my neck, double back, and hit my entire face again. I mean, I just washed my face. TMI if that's TMI for y'all. But I just want to stress the importance of how incredible toner is. When you especially work that into your skincare regimen, it's so important because, I mean, I just washed my face, you guys, and I mean, come on, there's still excess oils. Let's do a little bit of moisturizer. I'm gonna apply a little bit of eye cream first. This is actually my Midnight Recovery Eye Cream from Kiehl's. This one is one of my favorite products. It helps smooth out the texture underneath your eye area. And it has lavender and primrose in there. I wish you guys could feel it. It's definitely one of those eye creams that's very creamy and smooth, but I love that anything that I put on top of this next, it just makes my concealer like super creamy and lay soft. So, okay, next we're gonna go in with my moisturizer. This is also by Kiehl's. This is the Calendula Water Cream Serum Moisturizer. It's one of my favorites. As far as moisturizers go, there's so many different types out there. So Calendula Water Cream Serum. This has micro-analyzed calendula petals inside of the moisturizers, the toner, and the face wash. So with this product, I always love to break it up in between my hands before I apply it to my face. I am a big person on always doing whatever you do to your face, you must do to your neck. So always remember that. If you're washing your face, wash your neck. If you're toning your face, tone your neck. And moisturize that neck, because your age does show in your neck first. I don't know if your mama's ever told you guys that, but my mom definitely did. That's definitely one of the sayings that that was said in my household. Okay, cool. So now we're primed and everything. So next what I'm gonna do is go in. I'm gonna use Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. I love this primer. It's a 12-hour wear. I am actually located in Texas, so I have put this guy to the test. This is just my little sample bottle. I have my bigger size in my kit. But so for me, this primer has an SPF of 15. It's oil-free. They are vegan-free and cruelty-free. And when I say that I am one of the most oily people you have ever met, especially living in Texas does not help. But with that in mind, I have been on the search for primers. Primers has definitely been one of my things that was very tricky for me to find certain particular staples that I could keep in my kit for multiple skin types, right? So that way I didn't have too many crazy products in my kit that I wasn't obviously going to be using. And I try to keep my kit as light as possible, which I will actually do a video on that for you guys. If you're interested, let me know. Put down in the comments below. So what I am going to do is take my primer next and apply it all over my face. It comes out white. Oh, sorry. It's on my hand. But it comes out white and it actually has like a blue hue to it. When you apply it into your hands, I will say it leaves a velvet finish. Oh my gosh, like I can still feel it on my hands. I don't even feel like it will show up in camera, but you can definitely feel like there's actually like a veil over my hand and it feels really smooth and soft. So next what I'm gonna do is we have our primer, our toner, and our moisturizer on. Boom. So I did get a concealer from patmcgrath Labs. It does come in a box like this. The packaging is stunning. It is Skin Fetish Sublime Concealer, 5 milliliters, 0.6 fluid ounces. It is made in Italy, which I did not know that patmcgrath's products were made in Italy. So that's very cool. It comes in a little box like this. It's a weightless full coverage concealer. Runway tested, mother approved. It is awesome packaging. I love it. For $30, she did incredible, guys. Like, it feels heavy. It feels almost similar to like a kabuki brush. Definitely, that's probably about the weight comparison. It has her amazing patmcgrath on there. So for my shade, I actually got LM11. I have never used this on myself. I was wanting to find a concealer to replace my Select Moisture Concealer by MAC. It is unfortunately discontinued. It's been one of my favorite concealers. It was one of the only ones that I used on my face that would not crease or settle or run or it was just, oh, it was great. It was great, you guys. I'm probably never gonna find another concealer like that, RIP. But maybe this is gonna change my whole outlook on concealers because I have tried so many. I have tried Shape Tape, I have tried Maybelline Fit, I have tried Dior, I have tried Armani, I mean Charlotte Tilbury, all of them. So if you guys have any product recommendations on concealers that you feel like weren't working underneath your eye for you, the products that I did list just now, by the way, I do keep in my kit. They are great products. It's just for me, unfortunately, I don't know what it is about my under eye, but it is just like, let's just say it has a mind of its own. We'll do that. Okay, so back to application. So let's just like do this. We're gonna, y'all, I'm so excited. Okay, let's just start with a little bit. Wow. I will say I absolutely love the foot. Now I see what everybody was talking about. It's bendable. Kind of bends right there as I touch it to the container, which is super cool. And I love that because now I can get in these little nooks and crannies that we always forget about when it comes to our face. Forget about that little under eye area, right? Or the little inner corners of our eyes. So I love that this foot has that. I will say that I do confirm that everything is so smooth and I really hope you guys can see this. I mean, like, look at that coverage that I started with. Like, that's pretty. Lighting. That is honestly amazing coverage. I took it all the way down to my under eye area through there so that way we can really kind of see that texture and everything. But there is like, I mean, that stuff is smooth. So far so good. So the next product that I'm going to be using is going to actually be, I want to do the Dior Forever foundation today. I love this foundation. This is definitely one of my favorite foundations. I'm using, I can't remember the exact color. Let me look at it. But I'm gonna apply it with my Morphe E6 brush. I love this brush for applying my foundation. Dimpling motion. I don't really use beauty blenders on my clients or myself. I actually love to just kind of really work the product into the skin. So I will say I enjoy products that have playtime. So when you apply them to your skin, I like to be able to apply the applicator to the skin, pick up my brush during that time, and be able to go into the skin and work the product. I love playtime. I think that is great to really focus on when you are purchasing products. I do love this Dior foundation, even when I do have breakouts. I don't like when things make my face look more heavier and more textured. And this is another reason why I apply my concealer all the way down into this gorgeous V shape. The reason why I do that is, for me personally, I love a good highlight all in this area to really brighten up and open up that face. I always apply my concealer first and then my foundation everywhere else. I am not one of those makeup artists that puts foundation on and puts concealer over top. That's just my opinion. I do that on myself and my clients. So now I'm going to go Cream Stick by Anastasia Beverly Hills for my cream contour. This is in shade Walnut. So I actually just like to take the applicator directly to my head. For me, when I do contouring, depending on the event, of course, I like to hit my forehead, my cheeks, and I like to hit this guy just a little bit. For me, I just kind of blend that in. I start to go more in with the contouring once I get to my bronzer. Going back to coverage, I always love how the cream sticks go on. They don't really add more texture to my skin. I love that they go on and they're smooth and creamy, and they're not heavy, and they're not too harshly defined. Like, I love the playtime. I'm going to be using this word a lot. Playtime, playtime, playtime. With all the products that you utilize in your makeup bag, you always want to make sure that you have that playtime, so that way you're able to kind of work the product and move it into the skin. I am going back to skincare and an advocator of really manipulating the product and allowing it to work into the skin, so that way you do get that natural finish while still using full coverage products. Because with full coverage products, a little bit goes a long way. You do not have to apply these products all over your face. Typically when I do my makeup on my clients, I actually use mainly in concealer, and then I will go into the areas that need a little bit more coverage and apply that. I'm going to go in with my Ben 9 powder. This guy is one of my favorite products. It's the colorless. This is what I use to set my makeup with for everybody, depending on their complexion. For me today, I'm going to be using the colorless. So I like to take this guy and just kind of dip my sponge into it. I do not make my brush or my sponge wet. So I'm going to apply this all over to the areas of my face where I want my makeup to set longer, and also for more oil control. You guys, so we're going back to the foundation now after I set my makeup with my Ben 9 powder. I love that it gives this smooth finish, and for me, when I use setting powders, I don't like them to allow the makeup to go onto the skin and make it feel heavier. So I do love that with this powder. It is made for stage makeup, by the way. It is super cool though, because it leaves a very velvet texture. It does mattify the skin, and it's long wearing, and it absorbs and controls the oil. So while I do the rest of my face, I'm gonna let a nice setting all over my face. I am gonna finally get into this Pat McGrath makeup. I feel like we should cue like Hallelujah bells or something, or I mean, literally. Okay, so I actually like to use concealer for me as a eyeshadow primer, so I'm going to use a little bit of the Pat McGrath concealer, and then I'm going to go in with my Duo Fiber brush by MAC. This is a 286. So let's just go in. Can we just, y'all, I'm in love. I'm in love with this concealer. I mean, it blended out gorgeous. I love that it's a super smooth texture. And that was just one dab on my brush for both of my eyes to give me that type of concentration and even. Okay, so next, let's see. What should we go in with? This one? So let's go ahead and kind of build up our eye. I'm just going to line my crease with the shade Entrapment right here. I'm going to go in with my Palladium Tools brush. It is the 785. I apologize if I pronounce that incorrectly, but I love this guy. It is a great blending brush, and it's definitely one of my staples and my artistry brush that I carry. So I'm gonna kind of, here we go. You like, can we do it together? Let's see. Oh my God. Oh my God. Can you all see that? That's just one swirl. One swirl. Oh my God. Okay. I need to calm down. I know it's just one eyeshadow, you guys, but like I said, I've been dying to use Pat McGrath forever. Okay. Dust off a little bit. It's like I'm a brand new makeup artist. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like a virgin. Okay, so here we go. Wow. Yes, I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I'm gonna. Okay, so now I'm gonna dip it in more. I did probably. This is 2 dips. Holy shit. Woo! Y'all, Pat McGrath. You did not disappoint me. Whew. Sorry, y'all. I'm getting a little excited. I'm getting some rushes of some anxiety up in here of just pure bliss. Okay. And I always love to go back and forth as like a windshield wiper or little baby circular motions. Honestly, I do both. It's personal preference going to decision making on that. Amazing. Like, la la la. Let's do a little bit of this matte brown shade. This little guy right here. We're just gonna swirl around all in there. Is she disobedient today? I think so. So let's go in with disobedient. Ugh. Okay. I mean, look at that. It's like a true chocolate color. I will say that. It is so hard to find browns out there that aren't too chocolate or too red for me. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but it's very hard for me to find like a brown. So I'm going to go ahead and just deposit this color. I'm going to go in with my 221 brush by MAC. And I'm just going to hug the little outer corner of. And I always like to deposit my smoky color and just kind of envision like a baby C. So we're going to go up and we're going to go down. We're going to go down into the lash line a little bit. And then we're going to work that product up into the crease just a little bit. I want to stop for people out there with hooded eyes. You always want to stop your smoky part just right at the base of where your texture of your eye meets. And the reason why is because I really want to keep the smoky part of my eye nice and tight. I don't want to blow out the smoky color. So we're going to go back to Entrapment. That is the first color that we started with. And just kind of go right over top of that smoky disobedient that we put. And just blend that out just a little bit. So the next one I'm going to use actually is, I'm going to go in with Guilty Pleasure, which is going to be this little guy right here is called Guilty Pleasure. So I'm going to use that one and put it back on top of Disobedient. So you guys can see it. I don't know if you can see it a little bit on camera, just a tiny bit. So let's do it. I'm just going to go right on top. Jesus. I'm just going to work that onto Disobedient just a little bit. And then I'm going to take it back up in that same C shape that we talked about earlier. Definitely interested to see. Oh, yeah. Wow. It's always hard to find eyeshadows, I feel like, that you are able to put on top of mattes without them weighing the eye down, right? So this, oh my gosh. This is not weighing my eye down at all. Should we do the red? I'm just so torn. I want to do the red because I feel like that's something that I typically never do. And then maybe we can go in with these guys as our inner corner highlights. I think that's what I'm doing. That's what I said I was going to do from the beginning. So let me just hone in this artistry, hone in on being a makeup artist and wanting to dive into everything all at one time. So let's go back to what I originally said and let's do the red eyeshadow. So I definitely heard with these eyeshadows, you want to pick them up with your finger. So let's see. And I just want to tell you guys that these products, I mean, come on, this is just not even fair. Hello, Luna. My Luna's back, guys. Luna, no. Okay. We're trying to swatch, baby. Where's Charlie? Luna. Okay, down. So I dipped my finger into it. Let me just say that I don't even think that I can describe the texture of this eyeshadow. I can't even describe it. It literally feels like the softest pillow, maybe a pillow that you would want to lay on. Okay, so let's do this. Oh my God. What? Jesus. Pat. Like, okay, y'all, can we just see this play moment? So in love. Is this worth $125? Yes, girl. Yes. Yes. What is this? Witchery. Oh my God. Can we talk about how this matte eyeshadow and the color Guilty Pleasure looks over top of that? I can't even talk. I'm losing my words. Like, these textures. Ugh. Thank you, Pat. I just wanted textures that can live together on the eye without flowing together, right? Let's bring it back down. Let's do the other finger. Finger, finger, finger. Let's do this fire. Let's do this fire opal. Let's do this. We're all in this together. We're all in this together. Okay. I am done. And with a flat brush now and do a 239. I am going to do the same thing that I did on my eye, underneath my eye. So let's go back with our entrapment shade, which was this one right here. Let's go in with her crease color. This is the very first color that we started with. Now I'm going to go back in with Disobedient and put that right over top of Entrapment that we started with in our crease to build up our smoky eye. When you have hooded eyes is you always want to make sure, even though you bring everything in by adding smoke to it, you always want to make sure that you kind of keep this under eye and the inner corners of your eye more open. So make sure that you apply products that are brightening through this area. So next one I'm going to go in with is actually a brown liner today by Marcel. This is a waterproof eyeliner in shade Espresso. Just going to kind of pull this down. And now I'm just going to switch to my Morphe brush. It says M5C8. So we're just going to hit that under eye. And I always like to smudge my liner underneath. And what I like to do is always kind of elongate the under eye just a little bit. Just so that way it kind of looks like my eye area goes out just a skosh. I just want to like kiss this eyeshadow. I don't think I can get enough of it. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my True Brunette Fluid Line Brow Gel by MAC. My Morphe flat brush. It is the brush M42 in there. Just a nice little flat tip brush for my brows. Honestly, I just kind of outline the shape and just kind of spruce them up a little bit. depending on what they want to do some days. I'll try to keep them kind of tight. Okay, so I always like to take my fluffy brush and kind of go back over that area and just kind of smooth anything out and soften that up. After we've been letting everything kind of set and absorb into the skin, I'm going to go in with my MAC powder, MAC mineralized powder. This is shade Dark Tan because it is a soft baked powder. I'm going to use my duo fiber brush by MAC as well. So I'm just going to go in and kind of swirl a little bit of this on and just go over my cream contouring that's just been kind of setting. I only like to apply this to my cheek area, my forehead, just on the edges of the face where we applied that cream contour earlier. The excess product that's on my brush, and I'm actually going to deposit that on my chin and the edges of my jawline. To do that so that way I get definition around my jawline without doing a heavy contour or kind of blending anything down to my neck, because that is not the style of makeup that I want today. Is I'm gonna go in with, unfortunately this is a discontinued product by MAC, it's by Select Sheer Pressed. I'm gonna go in with my little Asian market Daiso brush that I actually got for $1. I'm gonna dip this in to it. It is NC25, and I'm only going to set this to the lighter parts of my face. And on that Ben 9 powder, I did not dust it off. When I set my makeup, I always like to dip into product and then go over my face. So the reason why I hard set this way is because I like to make sure that the powder stays on my face. I don't want to remove that Ben 9 powder. I want to let it absorb into my skin a little bit longer. So now I'm going to dip into that same powder and just go underneath my under eye and just kind of smooth out that line in between my bronzer and my concealer. I like to do this with a detailed brush, so I'm switching back to my Duo Fiber brush by MAC. This one is that 286 again. I'm going to go back in with my Duo Fiber brush. I'm going to use Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzing powder. This is in shade Cappuccino. I love this one for a little bit of an enhanced contour. So I'm actually only going to deposit this on the back half of my cheek that's closer to my hairline and just keep it right here. I do like to go back to my little Daiso $1 brush and just kind of hit my face all over. That way it looks more seamless and natural. Once I do that, I'm actually going to use Fairly Precious by MAC. It's an extra dimension blush. This is one of my favorite blushes. This is typically the only type of blushes I use on myself and my clients. I love that these give you a little bit of flush of color without being too blushy or unnatural. So I'm actually going to dip into this just very lightly like a kitten paw, and I'm going to deposit it onto my cheek and go up into my bronzer and my contour. And I always say to my clients, like, give me the ugliest smile you've ever done. Just like this, because I really want to keep it right there on my cheek. Kind of makes me look crazy, but keeps the makeup in the place that I want it to deposit that color. And anytime I ever apply my eyelashes, I always like to deposit the glue on the back of my hand so that way it starts to get tacky and warm up as I get my lash brush. And I'll dip it into my hand and just lightly apply the eyelash glue to the back of the band so that way it goes on nice and secure. After I apply my lash glue, I like to work the band just like this, back and forth. And this is every time that I wear a lash. I feel like when you do wear lashes, they're false lashes obviously, and they need to form to the shape of your eye. So reworking that band every single time when the glue is on there is definitely very important. And when I apply my lash, I actually like to start on the inner corner. And what I'll do is just kind of place it there and just let it set for a second. Don't touch it, leave it alone. Let that glue start to get tacky. And then once you do that, then go back into your eye area and start fixing that lash where it needs to go. I will say when you apply your lashes, make sure that you're always looking down. Don't really look straight at a mirror. I feel like that's probably the only tip that I can give, because some days I can apply lashes and some days I cannot. And that's even me being a professional makeup artist. So you will have those days where you're just like, fuck it, I can't apply it. And that's okay. Just don't apply them. So now I'm going to go in just with my brush black eyeliner from MAC and just go right on top of that band. I do this with every look. Some people apply their eyeliner before their lashes. I like to apply it after. Again, this is personal preference. The reason why I like to do that is because I like to completely hide the wow. I like to completely hide the band with my eyeliner. That way it has more of a cleaner look. You can put eyeliner on before. Again, this is personal preference. I just feel like this is easier. I do this on myself and my clients. We did VR Fire Opal on the inner corners of the eyes. Why don't we do the gold on the face? So I'm going to just kind of dip it in there with my MAC brush. This is a Morph brush. This is M510. So I'm going to dip her in there. Oh my God. Let's do, where do we go? Where do we go? Here? Let's see. Oh my God. I just can't. I'm just going to die. Gonna die. So my highlighter today, I'm gonna try to contain myself, and I'm going to do a little bit on my nose, a little bit on my chin, a little bit on the tips of my lip. Oh my gosh, okay. I lied. I'm gonna use the other one. Let's use this one too, right? Right? Because why not? Why do you ever need to stop with highlighter? Let's go up here with this one. I'm just gonna go around my brow, which I typically don't put highlighter here, but you know what? Oh my gosh. Ah! I don't know if that's too much. Back with a duo fiber. Kind of break that up. I don't even feel like camera does it justice. I'm gonna use the Morph lip liner today, and this one is in Sweet Tea. I love this one. It has a little bit of a brown base to it. I feel like since I did more of that red eye that I need something a little bit more brown and not too washed out. And Nikki's Nude, this was from her collection with MAC. And just work this right into the center. And just really blend that together. And then next I'm gonna use my favorite lip pumper on the market. It is my Dior Lip Maximizer. I feel like it was always hard for me to find a lip plumper that wasn't sticky, that didn't feel gross on my skin, that didn't make my lips burn until like I felt like they were in an oven for 8 hours, because that typically happens with these lip plumpers these days, is they burn your soul off of you. So this is definitely one of my favorite ones. I will say this is a little bit pricier. Probably one of the most expensive lip products I own besides like a MAC lipstick. This one was $35 or $40. But I will say that this baby lasts a long time. I probably use these lip glosses. I could almost use them every day and they would still last me quite a long time. I'm not going to set my makeup with a setting spray. I like to keep everything just to allow it to slowly break up throughout the day. Like I said before at the beginning of this video, I'm super oily, so I like to not set my makeup with anything. If you do want to use a setting spray that is long wearing and is great for oil controlling, I would definitely recommend the Ben 9 spray. I keep that one in my kit and I use that on my news anchors as well. That is a makeup that makes that is a setting spray that you can spray your face with that allows the makeup to sit on your skin and become long wearing for 12 hours and waterproof. So that's great for anybody that's living in climates like Texas or Florida, or if you're going to be working out and doing videos and you want something to go onto your face to make sure that you have a smoother makeup application, then Ben 9 setting seal is definitely